Two MIAA B conference teams battle it out for a shot at the division title. And it's East versus West featuring one of the top recruits in the country. We'll scare up highlights, scores, tricks, and treats on this edition of the Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show.
The Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show.
He's going down the right sideline. He's on right now.
Today's show is brought to you by University of Maryland Medicine, Best Buy, Dick's Sporting Goods, and Geico Direct Insurance.
Hi, and welcome to the Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show. I'm Sam Davis, sports editor for the Sun. This week, we start with an MIAA B Conference football showdown between two arch rivals. On Friday, number 6 McDonough, the two-time defending B Conference champions, went head-to-head with the St. Paul's Crusaders. The Crusaders started the week with a 5-2 record and had their sights set on taking the crown away from the Eagles, who hadn't lost a game in 7 tries. Let's see how they fared.
The number 6 McDonough Eagles traveled to Brooklynville to take on arch rival St. Paul's in their annual Fall Classic. This year, the conference title was on the line. Both teams entered the contest undefeated in league play. Defense would set the tone for the match as neither team was able to move the ball on offense. But with 5 seconds remaining in the first half, St. Paul's quarterback and place kicker Gil Brendan put the Crusaders on the board with an 18-yard field goal. They would take a 3-0 lead heading into intermission. But the Eagles, behind strong running by senior tailback Eric King, got their offense going in the second half. Here, King gets the handoff from 10 yards out and muscles his way into the end zone for the Eagles' first score. The extra point was good, and McDonough was on top, 7-3. King would add another score on the day, this one from a yard out. And then this interception by Joe Benson would seal the win. Two-time defending champ McDonough extends their winning streak in league play to 21 games with the 11-point victory over St. Paul's.
Now, let's take a look at some other scores from around the region on our Geico Direct scoreboard.
The number 8 Wildcats from Wild Lake started the week at 7-1, took on a young and improving Gladiator team from Glen Elk yesterday, who last beat Wild Lake back in 1985. The Wildcats are the Baltimore area's most successful public school team this decade, but they needed a win here to have a shot at making the Class 3A state playoffs. They got down to business early. Junior running back Mario Merrill takes it in from the 1 to put the Cats on the board first, 7-0. The Wildcat defense also had a stake in the game. Naima Wilson welcomes wideout Joe Speak to the contest with his vicious hello. But the Gladiators bounce back as senior quarterback Zach McQuigg goes 28 yards to junior Chris Bowen for his 21st touchdown pass of the year, and the game was locked at 7. And it remained that way until 40 seconds left to go in the half when the Cats' Chad Fawcett goes up top, and Wilson brings it down for the score. Wild Lake up by 7 at the intermission. Glen Elk goes to even the score in the third as senior Raynell Mohammed goes in standing from the 1, but they missed the extra point. Gladiators trailed 14-13. The Cats would score 2 more times before it was all said and done, including this 2-yard power drive by John Quinn into the zone for the final score as Wild Lake moves to 8-1 on the year and 1 step closer to possible playoff action.
Cross-country championships from several counties in the metro area were held last week. Congratulations to all the individual and team champions. Here are some of the results.
The Anne Arundel County Boys Soccer Championship pitted the number 8 Cougars from Chesapeake Anne Arundel against the number 12 Falcons from Severna Park. The two teams went at it last week with the Cougars coming out on top 2-0. But this contest would be for all the marbles. So the Cougars got the ball rolling by way of some heads-up play. Mike Jungereld gives a sweet feed in front of the goal to Carl Watson, who beats Falcon keeper John Hopp to the ball and puts it into the net for a 1-0 lead 18 minutes into the contest. Then, with under 2 minutes remaining, junior Adrian Titus leads Carl Watson to the net once again, and watch the maneuvering by Watson on this one. in between defenders for a point-blank shot into the right-hand corner. The Cougars up by 2. But the Falcons would answer with 40 seconds left. Senior John Traylor sends this one on goal, which deflects off defender Scott Mucci, and in for the score to pull the Falcons within 1. But after intermission, Carl Watson went for the hat trick and succeeded. He pulls away from his defenders, fakes right, goes left, and puts the bread in the basket for goal number 3. Chesapeake takes the title with this 3-1 victory over Severna Park.
When we come back, Eastern Tech meets standout quarterback Richard Johnson and the Millers from Milford Mill. It's our big game of the week, and it's next on the Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show.
I think maybe parents should be more involved and realize what their kids are doing.
It's really difficult for a parent to know what a kid is thinking.
Of all the people that could solve the problem, the best parents are probably it. Parents need to take a more active role in raising their kids.
There's a hospital in Maryland where a team of researchers are developing innovative, non-invasive cancer treatments. Doctors here are minimizing radiation exposure to healthy tissue by using three-dimensional images to target the exact locations of tumors, thus improving patient comfort, care, and success. Who's leading these medical advancements? University of Maryland Medicine.
Make my dorm room the Best Buy dorm room.
This is it. Best Buy Residence Evaluation Team. We're going to take a look around if you don't mind. Built-in VCR and a Sony PlayStation, huh? Do your parents know you have that? You can't stop me. Am I the only one that smells that? Nice computer. What kind of CDs you got? Great stereo.
Dorm life from Best Buy. Now that's a great idea.
What's up? Tom, it's your mom.
I'm so happy. I'm floating on cloud nine. I'm so happy. I'm feeling swell. Life is so sublime.
Imagine feeling this good about your car insurance bill.
So gosh darn incredibly happy.
That's happy, baby.
Geico Direct. A 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
The Milford Mill Millers started last week with an 8-0 record and ranked as the number 3 team in the area, led by quarterback Richard Johnson, one of the nation's top recruits. Friday, in a battle of East and West Baltimore County powers, the Millers met 6-2 Eastern Tech, which won its first state title last year. The action unfolded at Essex Community College, and our Dave Goldman was there for our Dick's Sporting Goods big game of the week.
Sam, thanks. Before we start, let's salute our classroom stars. For Milford Mill, it's senior linebacker Brian Sims. And for Eastern Tech, hats off to senior lineman Mark Spangler. With the fall foliage bathing in the moonlight, Milford Mill faced Eastern Tech. And how's this for a starter? Tech's Steve Lawston, not Austin, is a $6 million man. 90 yards and 11.7 seconds later, we timed it. He's in the end zone for an electrifying 7-0 Tech lead. The Mill would come back after recovering a fumble. 4th and 7 from the Tech 23. Richard Johnson pitches to Jameer Sims, who finds Renard Stansel all alone. 7-6, the two-pointer was no good. The Millers' quarterback Johnson then takes over. Here on the first of 2 touchdown strikes, he eludes pressure and hits Brandon Thompson for the 41-yard score. The Mill would take an 18-14 lead in the 4th. 4th and 10 at the Tech 31. And Richard Johnson, the stage is yours. The Millers are now 9-0 as they race past Eastern Tech 26-14.
He's been doing that for us all year, but it's not just one person, it's everybody. It's offense, defense, and special teams.
Our team played a good game all the way around, offense and defense. Offensive line stepped up, Defensive backs did their job. What more can you say? Everybody did what they're supposed to do.
The Milford Mill machine keeps rolling, and it has to be an especially sweet victory for Richard Johnson. Last year, he was knocked out of the game by Eastern Tech and promptly watched his team lose the lead to the Mavericks. This year, he remained on the field for the 48 minutes, and his team won. Reporting from Essex Community College, I'm Dave Goldman for the Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show.
The #1 Patriots from John Carroll were looking to hold on to first place in Maryland's IAA division, but they faced the tough #3 McDonough Eagles, who were looking to avenge their 3-2 loss to John Carroll earlier in the season. But the Patriot defense was poised for the fight. Led by freshman defender Shannon Sipe and sophomore sweeper Morgan Russell, the Pats held a strong Eagles offense, led by All-Metro standout Lisa Zanti at bay. McDonough fired 9 shots on goal during the contest, but only managed to challenge junior keeper Maggie Pyzik a couple of times. She ended the game with 9 saves. But the Patriots challenged the Eagles defense in the 14th minute of the first half, as Carrie Ventura powers her way past defender Janetta McGettigan and crosses a pass in front of the net, which pulls Eagle keeper Maria Wilner out of her post and allows Erica Korecki to put an amazing shot up and over a sliding Mariel for the score. This goal would prove to be the deciding factor and game winner, as the Patriots become the first local team in 4 years to shut out the mighty Eagles to advance their record to 16-1-1 overall, 10-0-1 in the league.
Now, a look at some of the top student athletes from Chapelgate Christian Academy. Congratulations and keep up the good work. Coming up, it's our Athletes of the Week, plus...
Coming up next, it's the Best Buy Plays of the Week on the Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show.
I'll be right back with your new low Geico rate. Great. I can save you over $250.
Every week, 10,000 drivers switch their car insurance to Geico. We take all necessary precautions. Geico Direct. A 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Busy day.
What?
There's a hospital in Maryland where doctors are taking crash injury research to the next level. A hospital whose doctors are analyzing real crash data to help advance orthopedic care, where world-renowned shock trauma specialists are using their clinical experience to help automakers design safer cars. Who's leading these medical advancements? University of Maryland Medicine.
Here's my idea. Make it easy to buy a cell phone.
With this new cellular and DSS support zone, Best Buy is unstoppable, Ed.
You said it, Matt. Here we can see a customer being helped with his cell phone activation.
He's connected and ready to go.
Ooh, and this guy just made arrangements to have his DSS installed next Tuesday.
That's a great play. Let's go down to Frank.
So what do you think of the new support zone?
It's great. Everything's in one place. It's really easy.
Well, there you have it. Helping you get connected the easy way. Best Buy. Now, that's a great idea.
Arundel's Callie Vance was outstanding with her putting, and Gilman's Ryan Boyle was perfect with his passing last week. Callie won the State Girls Golf Championship by 6 strokes, and Ryan completed 12 of 12 passes for 322 yards and 5 touchdowns against Calvert Hall as the top-ranked Greyhounds won their 19th straight game. Let's meet Callie and Ryan, our University of Maryland Medicine Athletes of the Week.
Focus is extremely important in golf. If you're not focused, then you're just not gonna play well. You're not gonna concentrate on the shot that, could determine the win.
Arundel sophomore Callie Vance was certainly focused last week, capturing the girls' state golf title with rounds totaling 80 and 79. And it just so happened to be her 15th birthday. What a way to celebrate.
The second day I started out, I was really nervous. I only had a 2-shot stroke lead, which isn't very much in golf at all. And I started out, I was really nervous, so I didn't start out too well, but I got myself together in the back and was able to pull it out.
Callie also pulled out a title victory in the Girls Anne Arundel County Championship. Her 9-hole match score average of 35 was the lowest regular season average ever by an Anne Arundel County girl.
Well, being a girl playing golf, not a lot of people expect you to excel at it, and when they do find out that you do, they're either shocked or I mean, a lot of them think it's great, and some of them, you know, just don't accept it at all. They don't think that you should, but I mean, I like it. You get a lot of attention, I mean, when you excel at something that you're not expected to.
There's really not a lot of top elite young female golfers out there. And I think this is one thing that makes Callie unique is the fact that she's chosen golf and she is so talented. But the thing I think that really helps her is she's so poised and so controlled for a young person. I've coached a lot of young men, and some of them have a problem when they make a mistake, and it actually interferes with their ability to play well. And I think this is one of Callie's top assets.
From the #1 golfer to the leader of the #1 football team in the area, Ryan Boyle is doing his part to help keep Gilman at the top of their game.
As a player, I might not be the most athletic kid, but I think I try to use my intelligence on the field. I've been playing in the offensive system since I was in 7th grade, and so I think I know just kind of the ins and outs of everything, and you can kind of tell that when I play, that I kind of know who's going to be open and where to look for before the play even happens.
And that keen sense for knowing who might be open when certainly underscores the accomplishments of Gilman senior All-Metro quarterback Ryan Boyle. This season alone, Ryan has passed for 1,281 yards and 19 touchdowns. And as a 3-year starter, Boyle has amassed 3,654 passing yards and 44 TDs. But Ryan would much rather downplay his individual efforts and emphasize the bond he shares with his teammates.
We don't even consider ourselves a team. I think we're more of a family. And coaches, we really feel like they're, second fathers to us. And we really feel like there's a brotherhood here going. And I feel so close. These guys are all my best friends. On the weekends I hang out with them, and we're just very close as a team.
He's a terrific leader in that he's a very compassionate kid. From the youngest kid on the team, Victor, to the oldest kid, Ryan loves them all. And he's a great leader in that respect. He has a great heart, and as good of a player he is, and as I said, he's the best I've ever seen. He's that good of a person, too.
And what are Ryan's hopes for the team after he leaves for perhaps an Ivy League school next year?
I hope the guys next year try to do the same thing I did when I was captain and try to not pick on the little guys, but kind of build the whole team up and make it feel like it's a brotherhood, make it feel like it's a team, have a lot of unity. And, I mean, obviously anybody wants to do is just, leave something behind where they're from, and, hopefully years from now, people, comparing, future Gilman quarterbacks to me. So that's a legacy I like to leave behind.
Congratulations, Ryan and Callie, our University of Maryland Medicine Athletes of the Week.
Thanks, Amber. Now it's time for more highlights featuring our outstanding plays from last week.
Sam, our highlight reel this week focuses on defense, beginning with this pick by St. Paul senior Robert Steele, who hauls in the interception and races 23 yards downfield. And one good pick deserves another. This one comes at the hands of another Crusader team. Cardinal Gibbons' Josh Yasuko at the right place at the right time. But how about some defense that turns out to be lucky for the offense? Eastern Tech's Scott Pierce catches his own batted pass to retain possession for the Mavericks. But this batted shot by Severna Park goalie John Hopp from point-blank range helps keep the Falcons in their title game and earns honors as the Best Buy Outstanding Play of the Week.
Today's Best Buy Best Cheer comes courtesy of the Lady Cougars from Falston. You are now nominated to be honored as our Best Buy Cheerleaders of the Year. Congratulations, ladies. This Medical Minute is brought to you by University of Maryland Medicine, featuring Dr. Mark Deach, Assistant Professor for the Division of Orthopedics, who talks to us today about hand injuries.
Anytime you potentially have a collision, you always have the potential for fractures. Some of the more common fractures in the hand are fractures of metacarpals, or the bones across the back of the hand. Also, fractures and fracture dislocations of the small bones in the finger are very, very common. Now, what very, very commonly happens with these athletes is they have very high demands on their hands, and they will have sprains or minor injuries to their fingers that they sort of pass off as nothing. And sometimes they are minor injuries, but what happens is that often makes the player susceptible to further injury. They're protecting that. If they hurt their finger, they might be protecting that finger a little bit. They might be using their hand a little bit differently. For the athletes that have these kind of sort of minor injuries where they're still able to play, the way to prevent further injury is to do very simple things such as what's called buddy taping. If you have a finger that is injured, you don't want to cause further injury to it, you can use the finger next to it as kind of a dynamic splint. That is, you just take tape and put the two fingers together so that this weaker finger that's already injured is protected by the stronger finger. Athletes who have had difficulty with wrists or with some of the fingers before, it's sometimes advantageous to tape them, either the wrists and the hand or some of the digits in the finger, to prevent them from having extreme motions applied to it, such as having the finger wrenched to the side or jammed, or having the wrist bent all the way back. And often just some taping before athletic activities, such as somebody would tape an ankle, can often prevent an athlete who has some kind of minor injury or has had an injury in the past from having a recurrent injury or a more severe injury. The most important thing, if they feel they've got an injury of this type, or really if they even suspect that they have a fracture, is to immobilize the hand, is get some kind of splint on it. For the fingers, many trainers have on the field aluminum splints with foam padding, which will minimize swelling, it'll minimize pain, and you keep it immobilized, ice it, elevate it until such time as you're able to get a medical evaluation, get a physician to look at it, and get some x-rays to determine whether anything is broken.
When we come back, we'll meet a young man from the Ukraine who is making an impact here in Baltimore at Cardinal Gibbons High School. His story is next on the Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show.
There's a hospital in Maryland where in 1920, doctors first showed the world surgery could be performed on the heart. A hospital whose pioneering excellence continues today, with doctors developing advanced videoscopic procedures to reduce pain and recovery time. Who's leading these medical advancements? University of Maryland Medicine.
Make my dorm room the Best Buy dorm room.
This is it. Best Buy Residence Evaluation Team, we're going to take a look around if you don't mind. Built-in VCR and a Sony PlayStation, huh? Do your parents know you have that? You can't stop me. Am I the only one that smells that? Nice computer. What kind of CDs you got? Great stereo.
Dorm life from Best Buy. Now that's a great idea.
What's up? Tom, it's your mom.
It's amazing what some people will do to save a little money.
Found it! What a piece of work.
Yet with one call to Geico, you could save 15% or more on car insurance. And considering the alternatives, making a phone call is pretty simple.
I got it! Amateur.
Geico Direct. A 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
School is a place you should feel safe.
It's a place to learn. It's not a place to fight.
With bomb threats, schools closing, I never thought that my safety would be in jeopardy.
It's like, what's going to happen next? You know what I mean?
I was kind of scared because it could happen just as easily at any school, especially mine.
Sergei Baryshnik was born in the Ukraine and raised in Germany. He came to the United States through the NFL Scholars Program and landed at Cardinal Gibbons in Southwest Baltimore. Now he protects his quarterback on offense and wreaks havoc while playing defense. Although he is still having some difficulty with the English language, Sergei's accomplishments both on and off the field speak for itself.
I'm the soldier who wants to be general. At
Some people play football just for fun, you know. We don't want to be more, you know. We play football because it's fun. But I play football to reach my goals. I want to be better with every play, every game, every step. It's what I want.
He's a soldier who wants to be general, who plays football for Cardinal Gibbons with one goal in mind, to one day play in the NFL. And why not? Sergei Barishnik, born in the Ukraine, came to America from Germany through the NFL Scholars Program, which brings European players to the United States to learn football, American style, but never with the guarantee the venture will be easy.
It's difficult, it's hard to play football, you know, in different countries, and to go to school and to make your homework and to rest you for the next day, you know. I mean, sometimes I wake up and I'm tired. I'm really tired. But I need to go to school and I need to do something, you know. It's what I want to do.
In Germany, education standards are very high, which is why Sergei was prepared for high school in America. But his greatest challenge was learning English.
I came here and my English was 5%, maybe 3%, you know. And I just didn't understand these guys, what they want from me, you know, what they talk about me. So I need my translate book to say something, you know. And it was really hard. It was really hard. But now I did good, you know.
Yes, Sergei's English has gotten considerably better since stepping off the plane in this country back in August. And while Sergei pondered the challenges before him at that moment, his coach celebrated the future of the Gibbons football program.
When he was coming off the airplane, myself and Miss Donna Murphy, who's a host family of his, we were looking for, you know, a small kid to come off the plane, and we actually had a picture prior to him arriving at BWI. Once he stepped off the plane, I saw how big he was. I started jumping up and down, saying, I can't believe this. We finally have a great football player back at Cardinal Gibbons High School.
And at 6'2", 240 pounds with the strength to bench 385 pounds and run a 4.5 in the 40, Sergei appears to have what college recruiters and NFL scouts drool over. Maryland, Penn State, and Florida State are knocking on his door. But Sergei understands that professional football is not a lock, but getting a good education is a key.
Education is important too. You know, I want to be somebody. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I don't play NFL football, you know, but I can have a job at the college, you know. It's great.
Thanks, Elena. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Keep reading the Sun daily for coverage of your favorite athletes and teams. Thanks for watching and have a great school week ahead.
Our Prep Athlete Awards are courtesy of Larry Beck, the Trophy King.